Yo, what's up, everyone? It is the Beast. Welcome back to the channel. Hey, do me a favor, if you can, subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up. That lets Google know, hey, this video's okay. Some people might like it. And hit the little bell, and that will let people know. If you hit the little bell, that will let you know when a new video is up. I am starting to do this often. I will do this more often. I've got more projects about to get underway. Audio, video. It's a whole thing that's happening here at Nature of the Beast Media LLC. That is a thing. That's my company. You can look it up. Sunbiz.org. Yay. I also want you to follow me on the socials if you don't, at Miami Radio Beast. We'll put that up. I can't figure out which way it's gonna be. Somewhere up there, maybe. Okay, now that's that. Here's the deal. Today is a sad day. We found out, and I knew this was coming. I just been too busy to get it out there. Between going up to Boston, planning my parents' 50th anniversary surprise party, a hurricane, and all sorts of stuff going on. It just slipped my mind. But as soon as I saw that Miami Heat games were going to be on 560 WQM instead of 790 The Ticket, I knew that 790 The Ticket would be coming to an end, because the Heat and 790 The Ticket, synonymous. And moving the games from one station to the other totally signaled to me that was it for the ticket. Now let's do a little lesson on things. 790 The Ticket, 560 WQM, owned by the same company, Odyssey. Odyssey used to be known as Entercom. Entercom is the company that I worked for and was let go from because they made a bunch of bad business decisions, including the idea that they were going to merge with CBS and do a poor job in running all of those radio stations. And in turn, they ruined a bunch of people's lives because they made bad business decisions. But one of the bad business decisions was taking on or having 2 AM sports radio stations. Now, you remember back in the day when it was just Entercom, and even before that when it was Lincoln Financial, 790 had gone to FM to 104.3, right? And that was great. We had FM Sports Talk, and the ratings were killer, and we were doing great. And Levitar was kicking ass. It was just everything was wonderful. And then they decided, Entercom took over, and they decided to bring on the Shark. 104.3 The Shark, alternative rock, which was fine. It was great to have the Shark. It was a great station when it was all live and local, and that was a wonderful thing. And then the merger with CBS happened, and it was weird because there's 2 sports stations now. Now, the same thing happened up in Boston. There was WEEI and the Sports Hub. Now, Entercom / now Odyssey did the right thing, and they got rid of, or that actually, no, that's wrong. They didn't do the right thing. They were forced by the government to have to get rid of one of their sports stations because they would own too many stations up in Boston. And so they sold 98.5, the Sports Hub, to Beasley Broadcasting. Wrong move there, because that was the better station that was making more money. And they kept the worst station, which made no sense. But hey, it's a company that's made a lot of bad business deals. But here in Miami, we're not forced to have to sell a station because they had 7, and that's the most you can own in a market. And they kept 560 and 790. It made no sense, really, but they did. Now, 560 was the CBS station. Before that, it was Beasley. 790 was Entercom. Before that was Lincoln Financial. Before that, it was in a lot of different ideas. It was first started, by the way. 790 was a lot of things in this market. It's been news talk. It had music. It was all sorts of things. But back, it was maybe 2003, 2004. What happened is Stu Gotts, John Wiener, and some business partners basically bought the time on 790. They leased the time. So the station was owned by one company, but the company that Stu Gotts ran with some other people basically leased all of the airtime and turned it into a sports station. And it wasn't very successful at first, but once they found their footing, it became the more successful sports radio station in town, making more, well, not making more money, but getting bigger ratings. The problem with 790 is they never figured out how to utilize the better ratings to make more money, as the sales staff did at WQAM, making money off the Dolphins and Joe Rose and whatnot. Now, why am I making this video? Because today it was announced that a Spanish broadcasting company would take over 790 come this coming Monday, right? And that's sad to me because, I mean, I worked at both stations, but the most fun I had was working at 790, the ticket. I'll be honest with you. Because when I worked at 560 the first time, it was a freaking zoo. I was bullied and management didn't do anything. And I was let go from 560 the first time for just because of someone's ego, basically. They couldn't deal with me being the sideline reporter and getting ahead of them on the air. And since they were in charge and kind of had the feeling that their job was going to come due, they got rid of me and put themselves in that position. You know who that is. But 560, the WQM, the first time I worked there, it was like working inside a tumor. It was cancerous. It was toxic. It was just nothing but backstabbing, lying, conning. It was horrible. And then I was out of radio for a bit, and then I found myself at 790 the ticket, and it was fun. It was a blast. It was awesome. And it was great until, and I told everyone this, when the rumors started coming down that this merger with CBS was going to happen, I told everyone what to be ready for, that it was going to get toxic, it was going to get cancerous, it was going to be horrible. And lo and behold, it was, because the CBS side of things was a mess. Just lying weasels, people stabbing each other in the back, people having power, that had no idea. Like the person that, the person that logs the commercials, makes the log of when the commercials play. That person, had all the power. It made no sense. It was stupid. And I knew this was going to happen, and it did happen. And now, what it seems like is this Spanish broadcasting company is going to buy the time on 790, and so sports talk on 790 is dead. And this makes sense after moving the heat to 560, after firing Zaslow, which was, stupid. I mean, listen, I don't think Zaslow liked me. Whether you think Zaslow was good or bad, he was a staple in this market, didn't deserve to lose his job. But that's what you make when you're $2 billion in debt, as Odyssey is, when you are very close to being delisted from the New York Stock Exchange, because your stock is at present worth 39 cents, all the way down from $15 5 or 6 years ago. When you are either going to be delisted from the stock exchange or have to do a reverse stock split, which basically means you're going to reduce the number of shares in order to drum up the cost or the price of the stock in order to stay listed on the stock exchange. Or you're going to declare bankruptcy in a year. Every move you make is just financial in nature because you're on death's bed. You're on your deathbed as a company. And so it seems like, and I don't know the details, I have no inside information other than confirming the story. It would seem like the Spanish broadcasting company is going to pay them, some money to lease the 790 signal and run Spanish programming on there. But you're wondering, well, doesn't Odyssey, the company that runs 560 and 790, don't they have like all these games that have to be covered, right? Like the Heat, the Panthers, the Miami Hurricanes, FIU, soccer, like all this stuff has to be covered, right? What are they going to do? There's always conflicts. And the answer to that is this. I'm guessing that because they don't want to lose money, because it's all about money, that they'd carve out something in this deal with the Spanish Broadcasting Company that if there is a conflict with games, they'd still be able to put the game on 790. If that wasn't made, then what would have to happen is when there is a conflict, you have to start going to look for another radio company that owns another signal, and then you have to pay them something like $200 an hour to carry your games. That's what we used to have to do. When I worked at QAM the first time, we would farm out Hurricanes basketball games all the time, or Hurricanes baseball games all the time. I'd have to go find some other station, some weak signal like, 1360 or 1680 or some signal down the dial that no one knows. We'd pay them $200 an hour for 4 hours. So $800, $1,000 to carry a game. And we would lose money on it because we didn't even sell that much advertising in those games. There's no way Odyssey is going to do that. There's no chance. I got to think that they've thought better of it and said, okay, Spanish Broadcasting Company, you can have 790, but if we need it for a game, we're going to use that one. If they didn't, they're even dumber than I thought they were. So there's that. Now, what would I have done? As much as I love 104.3 The Shark, it's not what it used to be because the only person left is Ashley, right? And that's about it. Ashley O is the only live local during the week talent on that station. Everything else is not local and it's not live. It's recorded somewhere else by people that don't live here. There's no reason. And I don't know how it's doing in the ratings, but I doubt it's doing well, and I doubt they're selling it very much because they really couldn't do that stuff when it was live and local. I would take sports. I would put it on FM. Very few major markets, if any, still have AM sports stations as the main sports station in town. Every major market that I can think of, the biggest sports radio station is on FM. Not that it matters anymore because you're streaming and you're on the app and all of that stuff. But you know what? The Altacacas, the old people still want it on radio, so I would put it on FM. That's what I would do. I would move sports to FM. Will they do that? My guess is maybe. That's what I would do. I don't know when that's going to happen, but that's what I would do. It's a sad day. I really loved working at the Ticket. I think if I'm Stu Gatz, if I'm Dan Levitard, if I'm the people that started 7-Night of the Ticket, I'm pretty upset today because the baby that I delivered is just being tossed away because the company that owns it has no idea what they're doing from a business sense. That's a whole nother video. So today's a sad day. And now you're going to have 560. The lineup's going to be Joe, followed by my boys Tobin and Leroy, followed by Hawk and Crowder and Games. And that's it. That's all you got. Nothing else. That's all you got. On the radio dial. Now, if you want to go listen to 5 Reasons or Orange Bowl Boys or any of the other online podcasts, all that stuff, you can go do that. But if you're not into that stuff, you got no choices now. And it's a sad day. So welcome to the world of badly run corporate radio. All right. I know I rushed my way through that and I'm all over the place. I'm a bit emotional, but that's where we are. Anywho, I got to figure out which way is right and left on this. It's a new program I'm using. So if you could do me a favor, if you could subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up, hit the bell, and follow me at Miami Radio Beast, I would greatly appreciate it. I will see you when I see you. We'll see if I get another video up, even though the Canes have a bye week. We'll see what the Dolphins do tonight. And if not, I will definitely talk to you in the coming days. I'll miss you, the Ticket. I will definitely miss you. See you when I see you. Peace.